Now, your company is something a little bit different. You're making springs, but also you're doing a lot of press work. What percentages are the difference of the types of business?
Roughly on a monthly basis, revenue we get about 50% from wire and 50% from sheet or strip and some machine components.
And what type of industries do you actually serve?
About half of what we do are aerospace and defence. We do about 20 to 25% into the oil and gas sector. Nuclear is really building nicely for us. That's running at about 7% in building. And the balance are either safety or mission critical applications for OEMs.
And is there a lot of technology transfer between some of those sectors?
There's an awful lot. I mean, oil and gas and aerospace sound very different, but the quantities are similar. They're hundreds or low thousands. The materials tend to be quite exotic materials. The tolerances are fairly similar, and the consequences of getting it wrong are equally unpleasant.
Some people might say making a spring, very delicate springs, very large springs, is quite an easy process, but what's your view of that?
Oh, it's dead easy. No, it depends very much on the application and the tolerance that we're allowed to work within. A spring for a garden gate, which we don't make, yes, there's a place for them, but the tolerance is not high. When you're manufacturing a spring which is going into space or a submarine or a wing flap on an aeroplane, understandably, I fly, so it's got to be right every time.
And I see that you invest in a lot of heat treatments here as well.
Yeah, we are NADCAP, which is an aerospace accreditation for heat treatment. We brought that in-house about 10 years ago because we didn't want to lose control of it, and it is absolutely critical that it's right.
Principally today, we've been invited here by Warwick Machine Tools. Now, you guys have actually bought 3 Excetek machines, wire machines. You've got 2 650s, 1 850. Now, I see that you've got other EDM branded machines, but why the Excetek machines?
It was around about 4 years ago. We had a project we were working on for a customer. At that time, it was in the oil and gas sector. It was quite slow burn, so we had time to go to market and have a look what was available. Whilst we were using another brand, we wouldn't say at that point we were expert. So we did a lot of searching around different suppliers, came across Excetek, very impressed with their facilities in Warwick, went out and had a look. They took us to visit some customers of theirs that were using them, and it was realistically priced. I think the phrase is, you always want to beat them up for a bit more, but realistically priced for a good quality machine.
Well, it can't be too bad because obviously over that journey you've bought 3 machines now.
Yeah, no, they give us very little trouble, and any machine is going to go down every now and again. When it does, we get looked after very quickly. They're fairly simple to set up and operate, and we have got the SMS facility on them, so if they do stop in the middle of the night, my factory manager is delighted by getting a text to say, hello, I need some help.
Now, when you look at some of the parts, one question I always like to have, I've seen some of your parts in your reception.
Yeah.
Why do you use the EDM machines rather than actually machining?
Well, first of all, we're not a machining specialist business. We did look at both options, and at the time EDM we just felt gave us more flexibility than machining. We can set up and run the machine a lot faster than machining because you've got to set the machine up, get jigs made, buy specialist tools and all the rest of it, and it just suits us better.
And I suppose to a certain extent, you know, skill shortage is not an easy thing to cater for, but the EDM machines, I suppose, do get around that problem, don't they?
To a certain extent, there is an amount of skill involved in setting the machines, without any doubt. I'm sure that anyone could set them with a minimum amount of skill, but to get the best out of the machines, you need some pretty good guys.
And when you're buying this type of capital equipment, it's not necessarily just the price. What's the service and backup from Warwick Machine Tools?
As I said earlier, the service has been excellent. We do get on-site training for our guys at a pace that suits us. Not just you get one day and it's at our premises. They'll come in and do half a day here, there, a day there, as and when our guys are ready for it.
Now, earlier on today, you said to me how big your business has grown over the last 2 or 3 years. Could you see more Excetek machines in the future?
Definitely. I mean, we bought the first one in 2014. We bought the next one 2015. We've just bought another one this year. And as you will see, there's a space just to the end probably waiting for the next one.
Fantastic journey into your company. Thanks very much for your time, Keith.
No, absolutely, really enjoyed it.